right? Now let's look at this example. So in this example, it says we are going to invest 20,000 now. Now means at present. At present means year 0. And we receive 3 yearly payments of 5,000. 3 yearly payments means each year we receive 5,000 for 3 years. Year 1, 5,000, 2, 5,000, 3, 5,000, plus 12,000 in the third year. Additionally, in the third year, we are going to receive additional 12,000. And we have to use 10% discount rate. So the discount factor is 10%. Now they are request you to calculate the NPV. So the initial investment is 20,000. We are going to calculate for 3 years and the discount rate is 10%. Now let's see how we are going to calculate the NPV using this basic question. So here you can see the discount factor table. So I have highlighted in yellow color the discount rate of 10%. Now use this rate and calculate the NPV. Now let's put them in a table. So in the table, in year 0 to 3, we are going to put the years. Then we are going to put the cash flows. We know that in the initial period, the initial outlay is 20,000. Then for 3 years, 5,000. And finally, in the third year, additional 12,000 will be there. If you want, you can add them together and put 70,000 in year 3 as well. The next one is we are going to put the discount factor for 10%. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the present value. Present value is cash flow into the discount factor. So, the net present value is 20,000 in year 0, 4,545 and 45 cents in year 1, 4,132 and 23 cents in year 2, and 3,756 and 50 cents 7th plus 9,015 and 78 cents in third year. Now what we are going to take is we are going to take the cumulative value or the total. So the total is the net present value, which is 1,450 and 4 cents. Just check whether you have obtained this answer correctly. Now let's see the next question. A project with a 3-year life and cost of rupees 1 lakh generates revenue of rupees 25,000 in year 1, rupees 45,000 in year 2, and rupees 65,000 in year 3. So the initial outlay or the initial cost is rupees 100,000. Then from year 1, 2, 3, they are going to get 25,000, 45,000, and 65,000 respectively. The discount rate is 80%. What is the NPV of the project? So here, based on 8% discount rate, you have to calculate the NPV. So here you can see the discount factor table. I have highlighted the 8% discount factor. Use this and calculate the NPV of the project. Now let's calculate. So here, the cash flows, I have put it into a table with the discount factor. Now what we are going to do is we are going to calculate the present value. So here, when we get the total or the summation of the present value, we are getting an NPV of 13,327 and 49 cents. So this is a positive figure. If the NPV is positive, the advice is we should accept the project and we have to proceed with it. Then let's see the next example. So here, example 3 is focusing on the IRR. Find the IRR of an investment having an initial outflow of rupees 280,000 and the cash flow in the first, second, third and fourth year are expected to be 72,000, 97,000, 105,000 and 110,000 respectively. Since we are going to calculate the IRR, I'm assuming two different rates. One is 10% and the other one is 13%. You know that IRR is the internal rate of return. To break even, how much of the return we have to generate? To calculate it, we need two rates. So when we are going to select the rates for the IRR, please remember these rates should be within 10% difference, which means if we are going to use 10%, the maximum should be 20%. If the difference between the rates are closer, then it will give you more accurate result. So now just try to calculate the discount factor for 10% and 13% and use it for calculation of NPV. Now let's calculate the discount factor for 10% and calculate the NPV based on that. So here, for discount rate 10%, the NPV value is 19,639 and 37 cents. Just check whether your arithmetical accuracy of the NPV. Sometimes there may be changes if you use 3 decimal places. When you are calculating, it's better to use 4 decimal places. However, if the table provided gives you 3 decimal places, it's better to use the financial table. Now let's calculate the NPV for 13%. So when you apply the discount factor 13%, the NPV value would be negative 82 rupees and 63 cents. Check whether you have obtained the accurate value under discount factor 13%, which gives the NPV of negative 82 rupees and 63 cents. Now, the next step is we are going to calculate the IRR. So, IRR can be calculated by using this formula. Here, R1 represents the lower discount rate. For that, we have to add the NPV with the higher rate. Then we have to divide it by the difference between NPV with the highest rate minus the NPV with the lowest rate. So, which means we have to take the difference between the NPVs. Then we have to multiply it with the higher discount rate minus lower discount rate. Here we are going to take the difference between the discount rates. Just look at it carefully. First step, what we are going to do is we are going to take the lower discount rate. Then for that one, we are going to add the difference between the discount rates R2 and R1, higher and lower. This is subject to NPV1, which means higher net present value, which derived from R1, and we are going to take the difference between these NPVs. I hope you can understand it clearly with my next slide. If you want, please write down this formula. ළමයි මේක ලියා ගන්න formula එක. ඔයාලට මතක නම් මේකේ R1 capital R වෙනුවට simple R ගත්තත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ඒක capital ද simple ද කියන එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ලියලා ඉවරයි නම් මම ඊළඟ කැලේට යන්නද? So now let's calculate the value. So here, when we come to IRR, first we have to use the lower rate, which is 10%. Then we are going to take the NPV of 10%, which is 19,639 and 37 cents. Then in the next step, we have to take the difference between these two. So here 19,639 and 37 minus 82 and 63 cents, which is negative. So you know that negative means we have to add it. Then we are going to multiply it with 0.13 and the difference is 0.10, which is the NPV of the lowest rate. So the differences between rates we have to take. Now, when you do these calculations, you will ultimately get 13% approximately for IRR.